right, let's dive into something we all know. That stubborn feeling, that resistance we have inside. But what if I told you we're going to look at it from a totally different angle, one you've probably never even thought of? Let's get right into it.
Seriously, just think about it for a sec. Where does that anger really come from? That sudden flash when things don't go your way, or that deep down feeling of just digging your heels in. It's like being a solid rock. Where does that come from? It feels so primal, doesn't it? Like it's just baked right into our DNA.
Well, it turns out it kind of is. This whole thing has been with us since day one. I mean, think about it. Ever since we were babies, what did we do? If we didn't get our milk, we didn't write a strongly worded letter, right? We screamed. We kicked. It's literally our first and most basic instinct. So, this deep, powerful resistance, we can call it the stubborn heart. And man, is it an age-old struggle. It's a huge part of what makes us human. Okay, so let's be super clear about what we mean here. The heart of stone? That's the part of you that just resists everything. It's the part that snaps, gets angry, and just refuses to budge. It feels hard and flexible, like a rock. Hence, heart of stone. All right, so we get what it is. We all know how it feels. That's the easy part. But the real mystery, the question that's going to flip this whole thing on its head, is what is this resistance really? What's its true nature? And here's where things get interesting. The question isn't, what is this heart of stone? The real question is, who is it? Yeah, I know. Just changing that one word from what to who sets us up for an answer that is, well, it's going to be different. So you might want to buckle up for this one, because the answer to who this stubborn, angry part of us is, it's probably the absolute last thing you'd ever guess. It completely turns what we think of as a flaw upside down. So who is it? You ready? It's the same light of God that existed before the world was even created. I mean, how wild is that? Our heart of stone, this thing that causes us so much grief, is actually this primordial, divine light. The source of our biggest struggles is something totally transcendent. That is a massive paradox. Okay, wait a second. If our stubbornness is this divine light, then what in the world is it doing in us? And why does it cause so much conflict? Well, that brings us to its purpose. And let me tell you, its purpose is just as mind-blowing as its origin. See, this light isn't just hanging out inside of us, not at all. Its job, its entire function, is to be an active force. In our reality, that light comes to provoke us, to challenge us, to push all our buttons. This inner conflict we feel, it's not a bug, it's a feature. It's completely by design. So what's the goal here? What's the point of all this prodding and pushing? The goal is to make us create an empty space once again. I know, that sounds a little abstract, right? Empty space? To really get what that means for us, we've got to look at how it all started on a cosmic scale. So here's the backstory. First, there was only the divine, just this infinite light. Now, for anything else, like, us and our world, to even exist, a sort of cosmic empty space had to be made, a place for creation to happen. And that's where our world was created. We are living inside that space. And that huge cosmic act of making space, that's the absolute key to understanding our own personal struggles. It's like our inner lives are a small-scale mirror of that exact same creative process. Okay, so this is where it all clicks together. Think of it like this. On one hand, you have God's action for us. He created an empty space so that we could be created. Simple enough. But on the other hand, you have our action for God. Our heart of stone, that divine light, provokes us, it pushes us, until we create an empty space inside ourselves for the divine to come back in. It's a perfect parallel. So here's the big takeaway. That resistance we feel, that stubbornness and anger, it is not a flaw. It's not something we need to get rid of. It's actually a mechanism, a sacred spiritual mechanism for return. It's the engine that's designed to push us back to the divine by forcing us to make room. And that leaves us with one heck of a question to think about. What if our greatest struggles are actually our path back to the divine? What if all those things we fight against, our anger, our resistance, that stubborn heart of stone, what if they aren't blocking our way at all? What if they are the way?